and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Sunday, the 17th of July, 2022, and I am back in the garden retreat with lots of heat, fans on. There is a warm breeze coming in. So wherever you are in the world, hello, how are you? Hope you're having a lovely weekend and looking forward to your messages. So let's take a deep breath, activate our intuition. They fell out when I said that. Wow, and it was 3 and they're face down. So, oh, that's a very definite, that's it for now. Wow. Oh, I love the way that happened. Let's dive straight in then, shall we? The first card for this week, the Strength card. Now, this is, oh, I love this card. This is actually Leo. Where are we now? 17th. Add 7. Yes, so we will be going into Leo. Oh, wow, the cards are very clever, aren't they? We will be going into Leo by the end of this week. So how powerful is that already? Strength is a major arcana card. Is the infinity symbol above her head showing good fortune, infinite expansion that's going on. Couple of points with this card. The first one is it represents Christ consciousness. So it represents unity consciousness, which is where we're all heading, right? And that's why a lot of us are focusing on rising above the division, right and wrong. There was a famous, I've got a song that plays, and it starts off with a Rumi quote that says, there is a place beyond right and wrong. I'll meet you there. I love that. There is a place beyond right and wrong. I'll meet you there. That's where we're going. That's where we're heading. That's Christ consciousness. That's unity consciousness. It's beyond right and wrong. How can it be beyond right and wrong? Because it boils down to understanding that you create your own reality. You always have and you always will. You are the center of the whole universe, creating your reality. So everything that you have experienced, you have created that. It is a reflection of your frequency. So no right and wrong, because if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that we've been focusing on forgiveness and understanding that the outside is a reflection of the inside. So all these perpetrators, of course, are just reflecting back to us opportunities to see within ourselves and opportunities to see the need for self-love. And so there is no right and wrong. There is only, there might be less conscious behavior and more conscious behavior. That's okay, but there's no right and wrong about it. There is just that's the way it is. And we learn from our unconscious behavior, and people also learn, we also learn from being on the receiving end of other people's unconscious behavior. So again, it's a win-win-win situation, even though some of it involves what we would call suffering. But then again, if you follow the work of Byron Katie, you'll know that suffering can be alleviated just by changing the way you think about it. So wow, deep topic already. And the other message with this card is the fact that she is taming the lion through love. She's taming the lion through love. So the lion is being submissive to her, but she's using love. Love is her superpower. Love is the superpower. Oh, I might want to use that as the title of the video already. Love is the superpower. Because think about it with taming animals, think about it with children, think about it with even like just wanting to create what you want to create, and giving up bad habits, right? There is no right and wrong, there is no bad, but you might want to detox. That came up at the end of last week. And you're going to do it much more easily with love. Love yourself, love whatever substance it is you want to detox from. Love yourself even when you fall off the wagon, whatever it is. You know, it's about loving yourself, forgiving yourself, understanding, you know, all of this through love. You can tell. It's the same with learning a musical instrument. You can force a child to learn a musical instrument, make them play it 10 hours a day. And you can also let people see where their love takes them. Follow the love, follow the passion, follow the heart. And if they are drawn to learning a musical instrument, they will learn it with so much joy, and they will learn it so quickly. They will learn it so quickly because it's coming through them, because the desire is coming through them, the inspiration is coming through them, and the divine gift is coming through them. That's love. So you can master a musical instrument through love. You can master, maybe not, we wouldn't use that word, but you can master an animal through love. You can bring up a child through love. You can also bring them up through force and discipline and what have you. But you can tell the difference between an animal, a child, or a musical instrument that's been learnt or brought up with force and not with love, right? So apply all of that to yourself. So stop beating yourself up and stop making yourself do things that you don't want to do. You know, it could be exercising, or it could be, I don't know, going on a social event that you really don't want to go on. You know, love yourself enough to say no. You might be in a toxic relationship, right? And you're trying to change the other person. You know that we can't change what's on the outside. We can only change what's on the inside. So we need to love ourselves. Oh, this is a good time, I think, to mention a book that I absolutely love. I'll put a link in the description to it because I've forgotten the author's surname. Her name is Ava, something beginning with Z. Okay, so and the title of the book is Love Yourself, and it doesn't matter who you marry. And I think it's a fantastic book, because if you love yourself, you will deal with everything through love, because you will not be triggered. You see what I'm getting at? And because you will have you will be observing your ego. You will have your ego kind of, you would have mastered, should we say, your ego, and you would have mastered your emotions and mastered your thoughts and all of that. And you would have done it all through love. And when you're at that level, then things around you will change. So this is about loving yourself. Also, you know, if you have anger or frustration at something outside of you, and you keep wanting to shout at it or get angry or what have you, think about what that's doing to you. Forget the other person, because there is no other person. There is only you. In your reality, there's only you. Everything else is a reflection of you. So when you're feeling like that, how's your emotion? Anger, frustration, despair, they're all low frequency. If you can look at them with love, that's not just showing love to them. You might think, well, they don't deserve love. Da, 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 da. They are a reflection of you. Of course, they deserve love. But my point being that by expressing love and compassion instead of anger and frustration, you're actually displaying greater love for yourself, because anger and frustration are going to lower your frequency and keep you in a contracted state, whereas love and compassion will expand your energy and raise your frequency and put you in a more expanded state of consciousness. So actually, sometimes we are changing the way we look at people, and we're offering love and compassion to others. And there's all this talk about, you know, but do they deserve it? Da, 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 da. And it's not about that. It's about you deserving to feel different. Because when you express love and compassion, that's nicer for you, isn't it? Which do you prefer? Expressing anger and frustration and annoyance, or expressing love and compassion? Which one feels better for you? Forget the other person. Which one feels better for you? Love and compassion. So be compassionate to you. Don't worry about the other people. So expressing love and compassion for other people is an act of self-love. You see what I'm getting at with that? It's kind of like a win-win-win situation, isn't it? And I got all of that from that card. And we are going into Leo. Let's see what the second card is. Wow, look at this. Ace of Cups. Now, this is a new heart-based direction. It's following on from this. So the end of July, moving into August, we are going to have opportunities to do things from the heart. It's exactly what I've just been saying, seeing things from the heart. So you see something and then think about how you're reacting to it. Is it bringing you down? Because if it is, choose to love it. And if that's difficult and you're finding that difficult, then choose just to love yourself. enough to focus on something else. Keep the peace in your heart. And when you feel that peace going, because you're frustrated and angry and bitter and resentful and adamant, your ego is stubborn, you know, and I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and they should know better. And when you're in that energy, how does that feel compared to when you're in the energy of, that's okay, they're on their journey, I love them where they're at, you know? I mean, children are on their journey, we love them where they're at. So it's a case of loving yourself. So there's a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, especially with Liz Nagel, and some ones about loving what is and seeing the love in everything and everyone, seeing the divinity in everything and everyone. It's obviously a great challenge. So this is actually in alignment with that, is actually taking it maybe a step further, because now it's like, this is loving yourself. See the love in others as a act of self-love for yourself, because you don't want to put yourself in those negative emotions. You don't want to put yourself in that frequency. You want to stay in this loving frequency. So, and if it's difficult for you to do, then don't get involved with it. Don't get involved with it. Look somewhere else. That's not putting your head in the sand. That's taking your head out of the sand and realizing, hang on a minute, my future lies in my frequency. And my frequency, when I'm bitter and angry and annoyed, is just creating more reality of bitterness, anger, and annoyance. Whereas my frequency, my frequency of love and compassion is creating a reality of love and compassion. I'd much rather live there. That's not putting your head in the sand. That's taking your head out of the sand and understanding quantum physics at its basic, basic principle, that the frequency that you are vibrating at in any now moment is the frequency that you are contributing to the universe and contributing to your reality. Wow. All of that from this card. New beginning. Look at life like that. I'm going to say that bit again because I think it's really important. Just remembering, especially when you're annoyed or angry or bitter or resentful or anything like that, remember that whatever frequency, because emotions, those are all emotions, agreed, and they're all vibrating at a certain frequency, right? And some of them are higher frequency than others, agreed? Love is up there, fear is down here, anger is kind of here, got it? So whatever emotional frequency you're experiencing in any now moment is your contribution to the collective. It's what you are creating from in your reality. Okay, so staying in a state of anger, bitterness, and resentment towards whatever it might be. And you know, when people say righteous anger, of course, there's something called righteous anger. So that's saying that the thing outside of you, you know, isn't right. But you being angry about it is just bringing the whole collective down. You being able to love it, loving yourself enough to keep your frequency in a state of love. Okay, so if you can't do that with that, look somewhere else and do something else, something that's going to maintain that frequency of love. Nothing is worth your heaven on earth. Okay, never release the peace that's in your heart. Okay, that's what this is saying. It's an ace, it's new beginnings. Hopefully what I'm saying is going to trigger some kind of new behavior within you, some new way of looking at things, so that when you feel angry and annoyed, especially if you're looking at the news, even if you're looking at alternative news, if you're listening to anything or anyone, if you feel your frequency lowering, then whatever you've lowered to is your contribution. If you want to contribute love and peace and harmony and joy to the collective, which is what we're doing to create heaven on earth, then you need to find those emotions within your heart, doing what you love, with who you love, where you love, how you love, right? And then maintaining it there in your heart. And anything that takes that away is not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. And it's not worth you losing your heaven on earth. It's not worth you lowering your frequency over, because your contribution to the collective is your frequency. And if you really want to know more about that, I will put a link in the description to Dr. David Hawkins' book, Power versus Force, because he explains it in so much detail that you will really understand how raising your own frequency and maintaining it as high as you can is the best contribution to the collective, because the more people vibrating at a higher level on his map of consciousness, then the more people that are, it counterbalances on an energetic basis, it counterbalances the people vibrating below 200 on that chart. So you can actually help people by loving yourself, okay, and learning to love what is. You're actually helping a lot of other people raise their frequency. Let's have a look at the last card. We've got the 9 of Swords. Okay, so this is a dark night of the soul. This is possible like nightmares, worry, despair, anxiety, often happening at night. Now, what's happening with a lot of people? They're having funny dreams, interesting dreams. Sometimes you don't remember your dreams, but you know that you've been very active. Now, dreams are really not dreams. Dreams are actually more real than what we're calling reality. Okay, what we're living in is a dream. Your dreams are actually very real. And you could be doing all sorts of things in your dreams. So it's really important to, before you go to sleep, is to set your intention with your higher self. Make sure you have a kind of conversation. I suggest that you meditate in a pyramid of light. I love that. That is like, there's a pyramid of light and you are meditating in your pyramid of light as your highest self. You can invite people in, anyone that you're having an issue with, anyone that you're worried about, anyone that's causing you emotional upset. You can invite them into your pyramid of light. You're inviting their higher self in. Okay, so you're in your pyramid of light and you are in your, you're meditating, so you're in your highest self. Okay, and once you're there for a while, you can be however you want. You could be lying down, you could be sitting in lotus, whatever, you know. And then you can invite somebody in that you're having problems with, maybe, or someone that you're concerned about. And when they come in, you're inviting in their higher self, not their human, not their physical form, not the part of them that annoys you, that frustrates you, that makes you angry, that triggers the anger from within you, not that part of them. You're not in that state either, because you're in meditation, okay? And you're in the peace and harmony of heaven on earth in your pyramid of light. You invite them in and you have a conversation with them. You could just literally say, hey, what's going on? You know, hey, what do you want me to know? You could ask them, what do you want me to know? You're talking to their higher self. Their higher self then has the opportunity to speak on behalf of the human, because the human, whoever it may be, is full of limiting beliefs, trapped emotions, past experiences that are causing their perception to be a little bit skew with, or what have you, right? They're suffering from the human condition, I want to say. The higher self isn't. The higher self knows what their true soul's desires are. So by having a chat with your higher self, it's a really good idea if you're a parent to do this with your children, especially if they're teenagers, and you want to really find out, you know, what's happening with them, what's going on, what's their inner desires, because they may not know. We don't always know what our inner desires are. We don't always know what's going on. It's very difficult navigating this density of the 3D. Agreed? So it's a really good idea. And especially if you have a conversation that you need to have with somebody, and it could be a difficult conversation. It could be within your relationship or with an ex or something like that. And you can have that conversation from a beautiful, high level of consciousness, talking to their higher self. I've seen this happen a lot. I've had other people tell me their experiences as well. And very often when you have that conversation from a place of love with their higher self, you tend to find that then when you approach that situation with the human, your human and their human, you'll find the conversation will go so much more smoothly, because on some level, their human understands what's going on, because obviously their human is very much, well, not, it's connected to their higher self, whether they've got some kind of disconnection going on like everybody, right? But on some level it will work out more easily for you, because you can have that conversation more easily, because they will be already more tuned in. They may not know why, they may not know how, you know, don't ask those questions, don't limit things. But their higher self will be more aware of stuff. You will be more aware of stuff, so you will approach the conversation from a higher level of consciousness, and they will respond from a higher level of consciousness, and it will be better. So really try that as well. I also suggest you do that with your own human. So you can invite your own human in and talk to your own human's body. That's one way that you could do it. If you have a friend or family that's poorly, you can invite them in and talk to their higher self about their illness and stuff like that. There's limitless opportunities to use the pyramid of light. Very, very powerful. If you have any passed over loved ones or guides or galactic family that you relate to, that you resonate with, it could be Jesus, it could be anything, source, God, whatever you want to call things, you know, obviously you invite them all in so that you know, you feel comfortable or what have you. I mean, I've often meditated in the pyramid of light and started off kind of controlling the situation, like consciously inviting people in, but now I've got to the stage where I just go to the pyramid of light and people just walk in. I'm like, oh, okay, hello. And there will be people from higher realms coming in to give me guidance as well, which on some level I guess I've invited in, but my human isn't aware of it. So very, very powerful. And I just got that that idea to share that with you when I saw the 9 of Swords, because swords is mental processes, it's thoughts. And we were talking about with the other cards, we were talking about pick another thought. You know, if you don't feel good about something, okay, then change the way you look at it, change your thoughts, change your life. I'll put a link in as well to Dr. Wayne Dyers' audiobook on YouTube. He reads his own audiobook, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. I love his voice. He's not with us anymore in physical form, but his book is, fortunately, and it's really, really powerful. So that is a recommendation as well. But changing the way you look at things, changing the way you think about things. Okay, so hopefully that will help you. If you are feeling like that at all, then I urge you to use the pyramid of lights and see how you get on. Let me know how you get on. So exciting times as we move into Leo. We're moving further up the map of consciousness, so that we are going to reach unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it. There are new emotional avenues for us to love ourselves. Okay, so every time we're looking outside of ourselves and we're feeling our vibration lowering, don't care about what's outside of you, because remember, it's a reflection of a part of you. So when you feel your vibration lowering, love yourself enough to do something else. You either think about what you're experiencing a different way, or you turn around and get out of the experience. If you can't turn around and get out of the experience, or you think you can't, then find a better thought, find a blessing in what you're looking at, because it will keep your vibration high. That's why love and gratitude are so powerful. If you can find a blessing in anything, in everything and anything, in everyone, everything and anything, it will keep your vibration high. And that's what you're going to be creating from. So remember that as well when you're feeling like this. Okay, so they're the cards for the week. We're welcoming in Leo. I feel really excited about that. I've been hearing it in the cards for a long time, not just my cards, but other people's as well, that have been saying that Leo is a very poignant point of the year, that it's kind of like lots of things happening, lots of healing going on as well. So make sure you look after yourself, put yourself first, because there is only you. Put yourself first, love yourself, do whatever your human needs, because your human is doing a grand job. And I send you so much love, so many blessings. Bye for now.